Maxine Waters said yesterday that she's seen an increase in death threats since she made controversial comments last week when she encouraged protesters to heckle and harass members of Trump's cabinet in public places. Fucking A, Maxine! Absolutely! That's the way to do it. That's what Trump encourages people to do. To pick on people who look foreign, who look dark-skinned, who are protesting. Get him out of here. Throw him out. Punch him in the fucking head. But once again, as soon as the same tactic is used on these right-wing devils like Trump, no, we can't have any of that. So Maxine did just that. And now she says she's had to cancel 2 scheduled appearances in Alabama and Texas. What the fuck would she want to go to Alabama or Texas for? It was this weekend after saying she got threatening messages and what she calls hostile mail at her office, including, quote, one very serious death threat on Monday from an individual in Texas. And she said in a statement, quote, as the president has continued to lie and falsely claimed that I encouraged people to assault his supporters, which she didn't, while also offering a veiled threat that I should be careful. That's what Trump tweeted. Better be careful, Max. Right? Trump is a fucking murderous killer himself. He and Yiannopoulos ought to be locked in a room together. I'm sure they both would be very happy. She said after that nasty comment, that tweet from Trump, she said even more individuals are leaving threatening messages and sending hostile mail to my office. She added, quote, there was one very serious death threat made against me on Monday from an individual in Texas, which is why my planned speaking engagements in Texas and Alabama were canceled this weekend. This is just one in several very serious threats the United States Capitol Police are investigating, in which individuals threaten to shoot, lynch, or cause me serious bodily harm. Now, the sad truth, the Democrats piled on to Maxine after she encouraged people to publicly confront, harass members of the Trump administration in public places like restaurants, department stores, gas stations. Fucking right. I mean, free speech, motherfucker. Right? I have a right. Just like Trump has a right. Just like these right-wing pissants like Limbaugh and Hannity and Milo. They all have a right. Does Maxine Waters have a right? Yes. But people in her own party, fucking Democrats, you know, I hate and loathe what used to be Republicans are now American fascists. But a huge number of Democratic lawmakers just turn my stomach because they're such fucking weasels, cowards, turncoats. So there were several comments made by people in the Democratic Party. Ow, Maxine, you shouldn't have done that. Now. We don't say those sorts of things. If somebody hits us in the face with a bucket of shit, we just say, ooh, that was nasty. Her comments were fueled by the frustration that most normal people feel over what is happening on our southern border and the kids that are being ripped away from their parents and disappeared. If that's not like Nazi fucking Germany, then somebody please tell me a better example. Kirsten Nielsen was heckled at a restaurant. She's the head of Department of Homeland Security. And Miss Trunchbull was asked to leave a restaurant in Virginia and immediately got Secret Service protection. Oh. I was asked to leave a restaurant. Protect me, protect me. And this fucking Milo Yiannopoulos can say he can't wait for the day that armed vigilantes gun down members of the media. Jesus Christ. Trump tweeted earlier this week that Maxine Waters called for harm. See how this fucking Nazi Trump, see what he does? Harm to his supporters. Maxine wants harm to my people. And then railed against her at these rallies in North Dakota and South Carolina. Waters forcefully denied that she ever called for violence, saying she urged protests. Get in their fucking white faces. I added the white. A couple of days ago on Capitol Hill, she said, I believe in peaceful protests. I've not called for the harm of anybody. The president has lied again when he says I've called for harm. In April, a man pleaded guilty to threatening Waters last year. Waters said, I don't cry about protests. People protest me all the time. People come to my district office. That's their right. The only time I have anything to say about protests is when they threaten to kill me. Then I turn that in. Otherwise, she added, protest is the American way. It happens every time. This pissant fucking coward Trump just let somebody, anybody that comes to his attention, say anything, even halfway negative about this bloated piece of shit who sits in the Oval Office, and he goes berserk. He'll attack companies, individuals, countries, groups of people. He doesn't give a shit. That's Trump. Well, fuck you, Trump. Oh, and Trump responded today to the targeted attack on the Capitol Gazette newsroom. And this just floored me. He said that journalists shouldn't have to be fearful of being attacked while doing their jobs. This is the cocksucker who keeps saying to people, media, the news, they're enemies of the people. Enemies of the fucking people. The President of the United States, who's a piece of shit, but to his base, he's God. And he says to them, they're enemies of the people. And then this fuckwad says, well, they shouldn't have to be fearful of being attacked while doing their jobs. Reading off a teleprompter, Trump said, quote, this attack shocked the conscience of our nation and filled our hearts with grief. Journalists, like all Americans, should be free of the fear of being violently attacked while doing their jobs, end quote. Oh, that is such a beatific statement there, Trump. It's so pacific, pacifying, peaceful. You violent motherfucker. What do you mean? You're the one advocating violence against them. Enemies of the people. Enemies of the people. The press.